You know, if you're in the IT world, especially in networking, there's a date you really need to circle on your calendar. February 3rd, 2026. Cisco, the giant in networking and cybersecurity, is rolling out a massive update to its professional certifications starting on that day. The big shift is moving away from traditional networking towards automation, application design, and software development, with a huge focus on their DevNet career path.
That's right. And this isn't just a minor tweak. It means the very standard for what it means to be an IT professional, especially for companies that rely on Cisco talent, is fundamentally changing.
So, Daniel, this huge overhaul, especially putting DevNet and automation front and center, what does that really signify? How much is this just a reflection of the whole software-defined everything trend we keep hearing about?
Well, Olivia, it's more than just a reflection. It's practically a declaration of where the industry is headed. In the past, being a network engineer was all about configuring hardware and making sure things were connected. Now, companies need engineers who can manage, scale, and secure their networks using software and automation. By making DevNet a core pillar, Cisco is directly addressing this. They're trying to cultivate a new breed of professional, someone who can write Python scripts, work with APIs, and implement infrastructure as code. It directly confirms that the network is no longer defined by hardware, it's driven by software.
Right. It seems Cisco's reform is really pushing IT certifications into a more modern, automated, and software-driven direction. So, for the IT professionals listening, what do these changes specifically look like? And how should we even begin to react? The updates to the Cisco certifications are pretty specific. First, as you mentioned, DevNet and automation are moving from an optional track to a core part of the certification path, focusing on Python, APIs, and infrastructure as code. Second, the exam structure itself is changing to include more hands-on, scenario-based questions instead of just theoretical multiple choice. And finally, the skill set is expanding to cover network automation, secure cloud architecture design, DevOps, and even AI-driven security monitoring.
Exactly. And what that means for anyone wanting to grow within the Cisco ecosystem is that learning Python, understanding how to use APIs, and getting familiar with DevOps workflows are no longer just nice-to-have skills. They are becoming absolute necessities.
That makes sense. It sounds like these changes really demand a significant adjustment in our skill sets. So, for our friends who have already invested a lot of time and energy into the current Cisco certifications, what is the single most important thing they should be doing right now? For anyone preparing for a current Cisco certification, there's a very clear call to action. You absolutely must finish it before February 3rd, 2026.
Yes, Olivia, that deadline is firm. If you miss it, all the effort you've poured into your CCNA, CCNP, or CCIE studies could rapidly lose its value or even become completely obsolete once the new system goes live.
Can you break that down a bit more, Daniel? Why is finishing now so critical? It sounds like it's about more than just getting a piece of paper, right? What's the deeper reason?
It's absolutely more than that. First, there's the simple fact that Cisco's policy is clear. The old exams will be permanently retired. Any time and money you've invested that doesn't result in a certification by that deadline becomes a sunk cost. It's just gone. Second, and maybe more importantly, even if Cisco recognizes the historical value of old certs for a while, the market and employers will move on. They'll quickly start demanding the new, relevant automation skills. So, by finishing your current certification now, you're essentially buying yourself a transitional guarantee. You secure a credential that the market still recognizes, which gives you a solid foundation and frankly the breathing room to then learn and embrace the new automation skills without starting from scratch.
That really puts it into perspective. It sounds like a clear signal to act now. So, to wrap this all up, if our listeners could take away just a few key points from this major shift, what would they be?
I think it boils down to four things. First, know that Cisco is fundamentally overhauling its certifications, and the big date is February 3rd, 2026. Second, the new focus is squarely on automation, software design, and DevNet. Third, and this is the urgent part, you must complete your current Cisco certifications before that 2026 deadline to protect your investment. And finally, start learning the new skills, Python, APIs, DevOps, because that's not just where Cisco is going, it's where the entire IT industry is headed.